Education officials are scrambling to come up with ideas for dealing with COVID learning loss, which has been an ongoing and rising challenge during this pandemic. 23 ABC's Kristen Vartan joining us live from the Superintendent of Schools office this morning with some tips for parents on how to try and alleviate this loss in learning. Kristen?
Yeah, Mike, learning loss can happen at any given time when a child is not in a classroom setting, a formal one at that. And an education expert says since students have been out of the setting for such a long time, that learning loss is to be expected, but that doesn't mean that all is lost.
The concepts that we learn at school, it's not like riding a bike.
Dr. Joseph Atman, the executive director of Middle Tree, a nonprofit education center, is talking about learning loss. This is when a student is unable to retain information learned in school and can happen at any time. But COVID learning loss,
students, for a number of different reasons, are unable to not only recall what was learned previously, but even retain new concepts, just again, given the environment that everyone has been thrust into.
We've seen that learning loss locally. The current integrated data system reporting that among the 3 major school districts in the county, Bakersfield City School District, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, and Kern High School District, students 6th through 12th grade saw a 14% increase in D's and F's in fall 2020 compared to 2019. Dr. Atman has 5 tips for parents he believes can help keep their kids on track. Number 1, bring concepts to life.
Have them see the math problem within something that you're doing in and around the house or in the kitchen. If you can bring things out of that theoretical realm, out of that conceptual realm, and into reality, into actuality, that goes a long way.
What else he says can bring students out of the theoretical realm? Playing games.
Paramount for brain development. And this can be anything: board games, puzzles, word searches, scavenger hunts. All of these things can actually circle back and be applied to a classroom setting.
And speaking of settings, Dr. Atman recommends creating a schedule and routine for students at home.
It lets students know that, okay, this is, again, what's expected of me. And we have to hit these various marks. And again, it just helps you get organized as opposed to when you're laying around in your PJs all day.
And in addition to structure, he says use free and local resources. Libraries, community centers, and online resources like Khan Academy and Free Rice. He also recommends parents read up on Common Core on the California Department of Education website. And lastly, he suggests socialization in safe ways and outdoors with family or pods you're comfortable with.
Tool, especially again in those younger ages, there's a reason we have that break that's intermittent throughout the day. And what do? We get students out. We let them run it off a little bit.
Dr. Atman says for students that do not have their parents around, maybe they're at work or something, they can always talk to their district or their teachers about ways to create that school structure at home. At the Kern County Superintendent of Schools office, Kristen Vartan, 23 ABC News, connecting you.